In December, just before the new year, I took a trip to London with a couple friends to explore the city for the first time. During this trip, I found I had a couple infatuations that remained really big themes for me photographically the entire time I was there. Of course, there's Big Ben, which is an icon, something I've wanted to see since I was a kid. And then there's their taxis, their buses, and just how these cars are shaped. The bridges and how they have so much character in their design. And of course, the way that people dress here, which I think just puts Americans to shame. There was something sort of odd about traveling in a place that feels so similar to home in many ways, and yet, of course, so incredibly opposite to home in others. For this trip, I was joined by Faisal, Mate, and Jimmy. They took a slightly later flight than me, so when I landed, I had to wait a bit before they arrived at Heathrow to meet me. But once they did, we wasted no time making our way into the city to our Airbnb so we could drop off our stuff and just head straight out the door to start exploring.
We got a treasure chest key, bro. Gotta finagle it. It's a skeleton key. Oh, there you go. Beast. Nice. Let's go.
Leave it to the professional. Photography trip with the boys.
Whenever I travel somewhere new, especially if I booked a good amount of time to spend there, I like to use the first day or so to really just warm up photographically and also adjust to any differences I feel from being home. So I've found it's been good practice to keep the first day or so pretty light and just kind of go with the flow. And that we did. We kind of just let our intuition take us wherever we wanted it to go. I had a very specific goal of just getting one really interesting image that incorporated Big Ben. And so we went that first afternoon, and unexpectedly, I made what I think ended up being my favorite photos from the trip. I came across the scene of a gentleman feeding birds off Westminster Bridge, and he just so happened to be perfectly placed for some interesting compositions showing Big Ben in the background. After a couple more hours of shooting some low-light scenes, we wrapped the night by grabbing what is arguably the Applebee's of England, Nando's. On day 2, Jay and I woke up bright and early to go to another location that we really wanted to shoot. Take a guess. It was Big Ben again. On trips, I'll do this as often as I can if I have the ability. I'll revisit a location more than once in different lighting conditions, different weather, if it's possible, just because for me this often leads to a better selection of options to choose from, especially if that location is top of the list for me. And as I've already mentioned in this video, I had a specific goal of coming away from this trip with at least one good photo of Big Ben. So I wanted to just take as many opportunities to go there as I could on this trip. And the morning we spent there did not disappoint. After a few hours shooting Morning Light, we linked back up with Faisal and Mate to hop on a ferry that would take us up the river. It would pick us up right beside Westminster Bridge and drop us off right near Tower Bridge, which was our next location in mind. Later that afternoon, we met up with Erin to grab some dinner before shooting some night photography. We of course capped off our night with a few pints to bring a good end to day 2. After the first few days, I think the crew was pretty gassed at this point, so we opted to sleep in for a bit to catch up on our rest. Not to mention the forecast for this day was cloudy, so we weren't in as much of a hurry to get out and shoot. But eventually we did get out. We made our way to an area of London known as Shoreditch. I'm gonna be honest, photographically, I didn't get much out there that I really liked, but we did get some good food, got to see some interesting cafes and market areas, and overall it was a chill day, more of a travel day than a photography day. Later that evening, the forecast showed rain, which was something that I'd been really hoping to see during our time in London. I feel like rain is just the London mood. It just fits the aesthetic of that city so well. So I was excited, and we stayed out for a bit to see what we could capture. Unfortunately, it didn't rain nearly as much or as heavily as I would have hoped for. So I decided to switch up the vibe and go back home to grab my tripod to try to get some Greg Girard looking photos of the canal near our Airbnb. Looking ahead to day 4, it was forecasted to be very sunny. So the next morning, Mate, Jay, and myself went out to catch sunrise and first light along Tower Ridge. Jay was really excited about the idea of doing a traditional bus tour through the city, specifically on one of the more vintage, older style tour buses. So we booked one in the middle of the day to take advantage of the sunlight and see what we could get from it. I actually think this was some really outside the box thinking from Jay, because just as a vantage point, the bus tour provided some arguably really unique foregrounds and just an interesting perspective to see the city from. I know on YouTube there's a lot of people that will say things like avoid tourist traps or don't shoot popular locations or whatever, and I do think in some sense that is good advice, but I also think there are clear exceptions to that type of thinking, and this was one of them. Whenever I go anywhere new, I try to visit a sky deck, a viewing platform, something like that, because I think this can be one of the best ways to soak up a new place and just get the lay of the land at least a little bit. So for sunset, we paid a visit to St. Paul's Cathedral. We were able to climb all the way to the top to view London from its height. It was actually pretty busy at the top, so they literally gave us each like a couple minutes to shoot photos, which is such a bummer because I would have stayed a little bit longer if I could have, but I did manage to get a couple photos from the top that I can't complain about. Ultimately, this trip ended up being a lot of fun. I got a good mix of photos that I really like, and I'd love to come back on a future year, maybe for a summer visit, to further explore and just see what else I can get myself into.